Ladies and gentlemen, if you believe, now send this to anybody who truly believes that Trump was installed into the Oval Office by Vladimir Putin. But if you believe any news reports, especially from The Guardian today, that President Trump, that documents show President Trump was installed or helped by Russian interference, if you believe this, you are very likely one of the most gullible people who's ever walked this earth. It is the height of irrationality. It's the definition of a person who lacks critical thinking skills to believe that Russia, number one, would fear any Democrat. That alone is absurd. The DNC emails forced Debbie Wasserman Schultz to resign because, guess what? They cheated Bernie Sanders. Then they created this elaborate tinfoil hat theory, and nobody was indicted on working alongside Russian intelligence officials. John Brennan was highly confident. Clapper was highly confident. But they didn't find any evidence. Even with $30 billion in terms of a budget, they couldn't find an email, not even one email. Meanwhile, the emails from Hunter and others show that there's almost certain pay-to-play schemes there. But here, I want to just read you this. The latest installment in... This is like people who go to Vegas and like they have an issue with gambling, or Atlantic City, and they can't stop losing. Like they keep on, just another $1,000, another $400, another $10,000, and finally I'll win. The difference being the average morally superior liberal Democrat really believes this nonsense. Kremlin papers appear to show Putin's plot to put Trump in White House. Exclusive. Documents suggest Russia launched secret multi-agency effort to interfere in U.S. democracy. This is The Guardian. How do I explain this this is complete and utter nonsense. Hit subscribe to this channel right now. Hit subscribe. Tell your friends about H.A. Goodman on YouTube. We're almost at 183,000 subs. I'm not part of a $20 million venture capital funded monstrosity. I'm not part of a network of, channels. It's just me and my writing on hagoodman.com, in The Hill, The Huffington Post, Salon, The Jerusalem Post, The Federalist, other publications. If you want to support my work, my Patreon is below in the pinned comment. I have been 100% right on this since late 2015, early 2016. Anyone who tells you this is accurate is simply regurgitating the most vapid, ludicrous propaganda. Here, exclusive documents suggest, not documents prove. Whenever you hear the word suggest, that's a term that's a term that's defined sometimes by just bias or partisanship, or you're partial or partisan or biased to, documents suggest Russia launched secret multi-agency effort to interfere in the U.S. democracy. So you mean that James Clapper and John Brennan and Robert Mueller and nobody in the Mueller probe and the entire American political establishment couldn't find one person who worked with Russian intelligence officials? Not one person. But suddenly The Guardian on July 15th of 2021, they finally found the secret evidence. The Guardian, 5 years after Trump defeated Clinton, they finally found the story. You mean to tell me that $30 billion worth of 3 top intel agencies couldn't find any evidence, but The Guardian has. So Vladimir Putin personally authorized a secret spy agency operation to support a, quote, mentally unstable Donald Trump in the 20... He's so mentally unstable, we had record low unemployment, and he got a greater percentage of the non-white vote than even in 2016, record low unemployment, and he removed Americans from never-ending counterinsurgency conflicts. And he signed prison reform legislation, all things that Democrats haven't done. And he did so many great things. We can go on. I mean, the list is pretty long of all the things he accomplished. Engaged in leveled tariffs and the same tariffs that Biden hasn't reversed. Gee, I wonder why. And then they say, level tariffs at a country that's going to surpass us very soon in terms of the economy. They say, the pandemic is his fault. No, it wasn't. How on earth was it Trump's fault? Was it Cuomo's fault? Was it Whitmer's fault? Was it Newsom's fault? Was it Phil Murphy's fault? Oh, no, only Trump. Because, Democrats were really worried about his leadership. They really cared about his words. We had record low unemployment, wage increases. We had an economy that was benefiting everybody under Trump. And all Democrats cared about was Russia. It's the definition, it is the epitome of mindless, just blind allegiance to the most tinfoil hat theory. This is worse than a message board that I opposed in 2018. You could see the debate on hagoodman.com. This is worse than a message board. You want to know why? Because people actually believe this nonsense. But here, Vladimir Putin personally authorized, although James Clapper and Brennan and the entire American intelligence apparatus couldn't find any proof at all. But the Guardian knows. Okay, the Guardian knows. Vladimir Putin personally authorized a secret spy agency operation to support a mentally unstable Donald Trump in the 2016 U.S. presidential election during a closed-door session of Russian National Security Council, according to what are assessed to be leaked Kremlin documents. Do you think, Guardian, every single publication, even Twitter? Of course, this isn't against Twitter policies, although it could be directly misinformation and disinformation from Putin. Let's just go out on a limb. Let's just say, gee, you think maybe Vladimir Putin, the same people who are like masters at chess, you think maybe the Russians know exactly how to press the buttons that liberal Democrats and liberals and left-leaning pundits in the UK and in the US and in the Western world, you think maybe they're just playing you like this instrument? You think maybe that they know you desperately want to paint Trump as this puppet of Putin? And so let's just say it's a Kremlin document that looks authentic, that even has paper or ink or all the markings of an authentic Kremlin document. You think maybe it could have been leaked directly by Putin just to sow discord, and just to make sure that left-leaning politicians everywhere think that they've really have the Kremlin on the ropes, and yet it's really like the last people they would fear are Democrats. You think they feared Clinton with top secret intelligence on private servers? You don't think maybe they hacked those servers running outside of the United States government? But here, the key meeting took place on January 22nd, 2016. The paper suggests, with the Russian president, his spy chiefs, and senior ministers all present. What paper? I'm trying to find out in this article. The Guardian has shown the documents to independent experts. The Guardian has shown the documents to independent experts who say they appear to be genuine. Well, that's good enough for me. I mean, we don't even look at Hunter's emails that show pay-to-play schemes that are actually written by him, that Biden and Hunter and others didn't even deny. Oh, that it looks. The link will be below. It looks accurate. It looks accurate. What do you want? What more do you want? You best believe this will not be banned by Twitter. This will not be suspended by Twitter. You better believe that. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. This is absurd nonsense. There's nothing to suggest anything other than possible disinformation or a completely fabricated story. Give me your thoughts.